What is up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Enigmatica 2 Expert. I hope everybody's doing alright. I'm doing pretty good. And as you can see, I'm white. Yeah, so I finished farming my quantum suit. And that was pretty cool. Also, I made another advanced computer and 15 monitors, 2 wired modems, and a cable, and also other machines, but we're going to talk about those later. So over here, if you remember, I placed these things over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect this there. We're going to do boop, boop. We're going to put another modem here, but I think you need to place your computer first. So we're going to place the computer, put that there. We're going to right-click the modems to turn them on, because it's important. And then we're going to place 15 screens right here. Alright, so then I'm going to do label set reactor 1 PC. And then we're going to do paste bin get this. And we're going to call it startup.lua. Bam. Then startup. Boop. And ta-da! We've got a controller. So now pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on. So currently it's on, but it doesn't do anything because, well, we don't lose any power. But that's going to become helpful. I'm actually going to boost this to maybe like 60. So the way this thing works, I'm going to explain it super quick because there's a tutorial if you want to know. It's going to be in the description below. Pretty much what it's going to do is it's going to try to keep the energy stored between those two levels. So if you grab more power than the reactor can handle, it's not going to do it. But if you can produce, let's say, like me, 40,000 RF, but you only need 3,000, well, what it's going to do is going to regulate the control rod to only export 3,000 RF. That way, you're not going to lose fuel for no reason. So that's kind of the way we're going to handle this reactor. Eventually, it's probably going to go way higher, and it's going to use more fuel. But at this point, it's not going to be a problem. Alright, so let's put this in my inventory, out of my inventory, and as you can see in my inventory, I've got a couple of things, and we've got a couple more things to get out. We've got to get out this, that, the 2 crystals, some marble, 2 ritual anchors, and we're going to need some building blocks as well. So, what this is going to be? Well, the plan is that we kind of need a place to put all this. So let's get a place first. And I was thinking of, because we don't use the little island over there, we could do the setup that there. Like, so it's actually probably going to be visible from here. We can do it like anywhere. It doesn't really change anything for us. So I was thinking like maybe if we activate the chunks like here. That could be a good chunk. So, let's get the angel block. Let's put it, I think, in here. So, the next step is, I was thinking about this like a while back, and Xander, who plays on the server, gave us a lot of blocks. He gave us these blocks. And these blocks, they're not blocks that I would normally use, because like they have like some sort of weird looking things, but they're blocks that can be used with what we are doing. I do believe that if I go down, I do have more of these blocks. If I follow my mine, that's not really my mine. But I know I've got more of these somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow. Again, I do not think I'm at the correct place. I might have mined my path. Yeah, that does seem like a logical thing that I've done. But yeah, so we're gonna look at maybe having more of these. As you can see, I've done a little bit of destruction here. But yeah. Alright, but let's get back over there, because the walls are going to be something we're going to do after. So, let's go back to the base, and I think the island is this way? Wait, no, that way. So it's the opposite completely. So the reason I don't want this to be too close is I might even eventually move it out. It is that this thing here will run all the time. So you kind of don't want to have this like too intense. But, so we're gonna go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a 9x9 platform. We're going to do the platform at the bottom because, well, we can. Let's like put these in here. Let's keep 1. All right, we're going to get our wand. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we don't have enough. Or this one doesn't grab from the Denknull. Yeah, this one doesn't grab from the Denknull. Okay, so maybe this one is not the one you want to use. It's a creative one that's like not that good. Alright, so where were we? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the 9x9. Alright, so now what we're gonna do pretty much is I'm thinking something like this. Yeah, kind of. Trying to think, but I think this might work. Or maybe we don't put walls. Yeah, let's not put walls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, so again, we're gonna have like something at the top. And for the moment, it's just important because we're gonna need to set the cards to work with it. Alright, so let's just do this. Wow, I had enough to make the ceiling as well. Okay, well that's cool. Alright. So now we've got a 9x9x9, supposedly. I feel like it looks a little bit bigger, but no, that seems fine. Alright, we're gonna grab one of the builder, put it here. I'm going to put the other builder right here. We're going to put the chest on top of this builder. Okay, that's the one that I needed to actually grab. We're going to blacklist stone and the ritual anchor. We're going to put it back in this one. No, in this one. All right. This one's going to have their shape cards, so we're going to shift right click. Right click and right click. All right, and then we're going to put it in here. So this one's going to place stone for us. That's what we're going to do. So it's going to keep running. We don't need to know where it is. It's always on. And yeah, so pretty easy things. You're going to see how it works in not so long. All right, we're going to do the same thing for this one. We're going to shift right click, and right click. And we're going to put that one in here. Again, we're going to do this. There doesn't need to be anything else except you need to have this filter to filter out stone and the ritual anchor. All right. Next step is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the ritual anchor here. Remove this. And this is where the ritual is going to pretty much take place. The thing is now we kind of have to have a collector and we need to also collect the starlight and send the ritual over there. So I was thinking of doing this at our actual astral sorcery. I'm not going to do this on camera. I'm going to do it off camera, but let's finish placing these. So over here, I've got an igneous extruder. These are not the best, but they do give a good amount of stone, and it's pretty much what we will need. So over here, we're going to do this, and then we're going to have a cable going into the stone, and this thing will grab the stone from the top to place it at the bottom. This one here will mine. So what we're going to do is we're going to put an enrichment chamber over here because there is no block that can be mined that cannot do in the enrichment chamber. We're going to put our energized smelter over here, And over here will be our output chest. For the moment, I do not have one. What I'm going to do is take the same one as the mob drops, because all these drops over here go into the same drawers, so that's the way we're going to do it. But the thing that we need to do first is we need to apply a couple of upgrades to these guys. Sadly, like I said, you can't like skip an upgrade, so you need to go from basic to even higher. I could go even one thing higher. We're going to see how it goes. The thing that is weird, let me show you mechanism. So this is the third one, the elite tier. This is what you need. You need plutonium, a steel casing, and then there's the ultimate one. You need plank and 2 diamonds. Again, elite tier, ultimate tier. So we can do this one quite easily. It is not an issue. But, alright, so let's get the cables, and actually let's get back to the base, because we need to craft a couple more things. So, there are things called augments for the machine. So we're going to need a couple of those here. So we're going to need actually 2, and I completely forgot that we needed some of that. Did I do a recipe for this? Let's get like 1 gold. And I don't think I did a recipe for that one. Yeah, I do not. So we're gonna have to make 1. So let's get like another gold. We're gonna put it right here. And then we're gonna go make 1 of these. Into the redstone. Boom. Can I grab it? Yes, I did. Nice. And we're going to say, you're going to make 1 of these. Boom. This thing can now go into the redstone. Perfect. Alright, but we need to make a second one. And then there's one more thing we need to do. With the igneous extruder that creates stone, there is a way for us to not use lava. So that's not that one. I never remember what it looks like. Igneous extruder, where are you? Igneous extruder. This one. Water is no longer consumed for operation. So that is the one we're going to need to do. As you can see, there's a couple of things I need to craft. It's invar plate. This thing, quite easy to craft because we've got blizz rods. Alright, and of course we need to make 1 of these. This is like the easiest thing to craft as well. And some invar plate. It seems I've got the material. I don't know if I have a recipe for this one either. Yeah, we do not have a recipe for this one. So let's do the same thing. Let's put some of those in the pressurizer. Let's boost the speed. 4 is the max I can do, or else it doesn't, like, finish. So, alright, let's do this again. Bam. Cool. So, that means that we're going to be able... Do I have another bucket? Yes, perfect. To create stone easily. And this is kind of where we need to go from there. So, I just noticed that I need this. Alright. I knew I had 1 more. I just didn't know where it was. Okay. So, the next thing we need lava and water. So, let's go. I'm moving everything in my inventory, not going anywhere. Alright, let's go here because I've got easy lava. And, of course, well, easy water. Let's go back to the base. Let's sleep the night away. Go at the total position of the base. And let's get over there. Alright, so now we're gonna right click, and we're gonna put this thing and these 2 things. So now it's not gonna use anything to actually create the stone. And this is what's important for us over here. Alright, so this thing here will output, and this thing will insert. We're probably going to put a little bit of upgrades and stuff, but for the moment, this is what we have. It seems I only have 2 power cables. For the moment, I guess we're going to do this, and put that thing over there. Okay, So let's get our tool. Let's break these. They are no longer needed. Okay. So this thing's starting to get power, which is good. This thing's getting stone, so it's putting the stone in here. And this thing's supposed to place the stone. For some reason, it's not placing the stone. On to activate. Off to activate. Oh, wait, yes, true. I need 2 levers. I keep forgetting that these things work with levers. So, let's get 2 levers. And let's get back over there. I need to put a teleport. Well, I would need to put a teleport just to make it work, and then we don't need anything anymore. Alright, so bam. So why isn't it placing things? Oh, wait. There we go. So as you can see, it places stones quite fast. As fast as it can get it, pretty much. Oh, and yeah, I kind of forgot. Boop. There we go. So it's gonna fill the 9x9. We're gonna need to like put a little bit of upgrades here so that it moves the stone faster. Because this thing's probably full, yeah, and this thing's just not able to keep up. Eventually, we're gonna see the speed at which it's gonna break it. But for the moment, since these things don't work, we do not want it to change. I'm probably going to take some upgrades that I've got on other things. But as you can see, this thing's like looking to see where it needs to place more blocks. We're going to remove this so that there's no like visual glitch and stuff. But I need like 2 more cables for power and things like that. And also, I'm going to prepare the ritual, link it to the ritual there. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm probably going to have to close this and get in there. But yeah, so I'm going to prepare everything else, and I'll bring you guys back with a final product. Alright guys, I hope you guys are ready because I've done a bunch of things. So first of all, I placed some void upgrades on all of the drawers. That way when the items come in, they won't overflow. Oh, I kind of forgot that one. I've made a bunch of upgrades like this. I should have some more. Boom, there we go. So that one should be covered. I just really want to make sure that we're not going to get like items that won't work. Well, it's not like really a big deal because this thing is connected here and like there's a trash can, so it's never going to overflow. But I prefer having void upgrades just to make sure that like they don't go in the system. And since this thing is not connected to the system, it should work. Alright, first let's go to Astral Sorcery. So I've made this thing here. At first I lined them up, but they asked me to put this thing here, so I couldn't point my crystal to this because the mirror was in the way. So both of them are attuned in Mineralis. So Mineralis actually changes stone to ores. So we've got a Mineralis crystal here and a Mineralis collector crystal over here. And this one boosts the signal of this one. Of course, we use the lens to boost it and a ritual anchor at the top. Over here, let me try to get in there. Okay, so we've got the ritual anchor here in the middle of this. That's going to transport the signal from the ritual over here, changing the ores in a radius. Like it's a really big radius. I don't think it reached here, so that's why I'm like kind of putting it here and not like in the base or on a mountain or something. Because it changes all the stone. Let's just like throw these away. I know. You're like, oh no, he's throwing ores away. But alright, so this thing produces the power. I boost it with 4 extraction. Over here we've got 12 to export. Over here we've got 1 that blacklists coal, because coal can be smelted, but we don't want it to be. I'm kind of looking at this and I'm like thinking that like I need to do something because this is not quick enough. But it might be. Over here we blacklist these. I ignore the metadata because there's a bunch of metadata. Seriously, I don't understand. Like I've got 15 upgrades for the speed. Like, how is this thing not faster? I've got no idea. So I might try to go with some of these that I made last episode, like the impulse, and we might do like Enderium servos. Like, I don't know, something of the sort. I think that might be better. Let's just look at thermal. I think there's like retriever. Yeah, so, but that's gonna be hard because of the trash can, so I'm not sure exactly. We're gonna see how it goes, but first, let's start it. So, what happened is, this machine here is the machine that's gonna bottleneck the system, and there's a point to this, like, we want it to bottleneck. The reason is, this thing's gonna use a lot of power, and so as you can see, it, like, grabs the items, but this thing needs to treat the items, so here it's gonna treat the items as well. And this thing's not going to be able to output items. So coal is going to be able to output into the chests. But only the things that need to be smelted are going to come here. And they won't reach this area. So as you can see, it bottlenecks like crazy. I'm like not sure what to do here. Alright, let's go back to the base. So my system is like this here. So as you can see, I've got 15 extraction speed upgrades and it's still not enough. So I should make another export, maybe? Let's see how many I can make of these. Okay, I can make 4 more. These things are kind of expensive to make. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about the facts. I made a Supreme Furnace. Just see the difference, and like it's been such an amazing thing. But alright, let's try to make like another export. Like from here to here. And this thing's gonna do this. Is there like a difference here? No. Alright, so boom. Okay, it's a little bit quicker. I hope it's gonna... it needs to be quicker. But I think it keeps up. Okay, it keeps up like this, so we're gonna leave it like that. But that means that if we look at our system, we're getting ores in the system. And that is good. Like you see the lithium going up. Everything we can get pretty much is gonna be here. The mystical agriculture area that I made is for things like alloys that we can't actually get from here. Oh wait, we should probably do this. Alright, so this thing replaces it. The ritual is going to change the ores. And you're going to see, like, everything was changed. So that's why, like, it's super fast right now. It's like, that's why, like, this thing's filled up, this thing's filled up. But you're going to see, it's not going to break everything, as the ores won't spawn everywhere. But it's quite quick. So it's a good way to get ores quite easily. And it's constant. But the thing that is important is, if you remember, over here, this thing is producing 89 RF a tick. Yes, because it seems it seems we don't need that much RF. This thing's like going down just a little bit. So that means that we're probably like using a little bit more than what we can produce over here. So with this, so that means it's using the RF for here, but like we still, this is like not producing anything. So that's like not even using that much fuel. So this is good. This is probably gonna fill in with more with the QUARRY running, but that is pretty cool. This thing is just completely going to work. I'm not sure about the design. I kind of wanted to put like some of these everywhere and like maybe round it with the black. Like to do like a little bit like the death null. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Also, one thing that you might want to know, I've upgraded all the molecular assemblers. it took a lot of cards, but we've done it. And it's a little bit crazy when you start crafting. It's like practically instant. But I'm pretty happy with this. Like, we're getting a good amount of ingots. So if we do ingot, you're going to see things starting to go up. And that means that, like, in a couple of hours, this thing's going to be filled in, and I'm not going to have any issue with any material. One thing that is really cool as well is, check this out. Mana infused. Oh, no, it's not. Mana ingot? Oh, dang it. I didn't think about this. We can get mana ingots, but they're not in the system, so let's turn this off. Okay, let's remove the chest. Alright, let's turn it on. So, I'm gonna remove the things that can't be smelted. Until we see a mana infused. Okay, this thing needs to be emptied. Come on, mana infused. It's really rare, but you can get it from here. And the thing is, mana, the ingot, it says, only obtainable through the metallurgic infusers, the advanced metallurgic fabricator, and other planets. Well, not true. It's just not true. Let's throw a couple of those. How's this thing doing? A little bit more. Come on! We need that mana infused. Okay, let's do like a place for... Not for you, for you. Alright, do we have... There we go, mana infused. Alright, so let's remove this one. So we're gonna take this, throw these away. We're gonna smelt this one. No. We're going to... So many things. Alright, we're gonna put this one back. And over here... Oh, but it shouldn't put them in. Oh, that's the thing we needed. Yeah. Okay, yeah. We need to smelt it. Because we need to put one ingot in the system. Man, this is let's do this because I'm a little bit tired of having like all the items and I don't want to lose the ender chest. So, alright, base. Grab the mana infused. And let's put it here. So now we've got mana infused in the system. So it shouldn't trash it now. And that's going to be nice, because boom, now everything's going to be smelted normally, and everything's going to work. Alright, so let's grab like the things that make sense to send back. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, and these things, let's trash them. Alright, perfect. Let's break this. Oh, you can also see that I'm breaking like things for wood with a pickaxe super easily. This is because of Astral Sorcery. So, if you don't know... I don't know where my book is. Is it in here? No. Come on. The book should be... Okay, there it is. Alright, so in perks... there's one. Pickaxe can be used instead of a shovel and axe. So, now I pretty much just need a pickaxe. So I'm going to try to make it as fast as possible with like the best things on it. It's already unbreakable, so we don't really care about the blocks and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I really like it. But yeah, this is the setup. As you can see, it's working. It's not... Like, it's never full, because normally you would want this thing to be like as big as possible, but I don't really mind. 9x9 is fast enough for me. And it's pretty good to me, but it kind of means that we could have went with just a 5 space instead of 7, I think. Normally, maybe I'll put this bigger at like 11 by 11. of something of the sort. We're gonna see, but for the moment, this is it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like. If you loved it, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time with all the materials in the world.